We are here at Summit Point for race number 4 out of 5 of the Formula V series. I'm alongside Wolfgang Hoffman in the commentator booth right now. Eric Keeter on the racetrack for his qualifying efforts. But the first driver that's going to set a lap will be Frankie D, who's heading down into, I believe, the slowest corner of the racetrack. Of this 1.99 mile Summit Point race course, or raceway.
It's going to need to be a good qualifying lap by Frankie D, as he's tied for the championship lead with Jonas Bergqvist. At this track, it's mostly draft-based, however, so qualifying doesn't mean that much, but obviously you would still want to be up front and preferably ahead of Jonas.
Yeah, you can probably maybe avoid some of the early wrecks that could happen going into turn 1 or some of the tighter portions of the racetrack later in the lap. But here he goes for his first lap of 3. You have 10 minutes to set 3 laps, which should be done pretty easily within the time given. So he's going to be on his first lap. Next by is Eric Keeter, going to cross the line for his first lap. Joseph Magan also crossing the line for his first lap soon. The Peters going through the tight left-hander, and Eric Keplinger also behind him. They have not set their lap yet, or started their lap yet. Frankie D will be the first one to complete his lap. He makes it through cleanly. He's going through turn number 2, the left-hander. I believe it's turn 2. Depends on how you want to count, but could be turn 3 or 2. Yeah, I would say turn 2, but go down the downhill section to the tight left-hander through the technical part of Summit Point. As he goes wide, he goes around. Wide. That's going to get dirt on his tires, and that's going to invalidate his first lap.
Yeah, it's a good save by him, but that's a lap gone. He's going to have one more after this. He's going to have to make it count.
So Keplinger also crossing line with Luke Peters, but right now on Eric Keeter making his way around. Now he's all the tight, windy section of Summit Point. Now down the long straightaway going into the right-hander, which is a very fast right-hander, but if you get it perfectly, it can really lead to a lot of speed down the long front straightaway. Let's see how he does here.
Seems like a pretty good run through, not using too much of the asphalt runoff area, but if he can make it flat out or pretty close to it, he's not really going to need to use that area, and he crosses the line.
First.
He goes pole position ahead of Jonas Bergqvist out of 2 laps so far.
Very close, 300s. Joseph Magan crossing the line. He's going to be third, 600s off.
Close.
Very close. Peters will be the next person to set a lap as he goes off, so his lap won't count. Keplinger will be the next person in line to maybe set his lap on pole position. Could be Eric Keplinger, setting his sights there, but very close qualifying so far.
If Eric Keplinger could use a good run today. He's 5th in points right now. He's going to want to try and get into that top 3 fight here. And he could today, potentially, if he gets a really good result or wins.
As you were saying, draft is very important on Summit Point. You can see this long straightaway and also kind of a long straightaway coming into this. A lot of draft opportunity, but we'll see how Keplinger does on his lap. It's going to be crossing the line right there. And it's going to be 4th, 5/10 off. So not the best lap for Eric Keplinger.
Let's see if he can improve on this last lap he gets here.
Frankie D going through the last corner here. You saw him go off.
Frankie D.
Saw him go off earlier the lap before. See how he does here as he's going to be crossing the line any second now. And it's going to be 5th, 6/10 off.
Yeah.
As the others cross the line. There.
Let's see what Eric Keeter can do. Can he improve his time at all?
Don't believe they did.
Nope.
No improvement for the top 2. Joseph Madigan crossing the line. It's going to be no improvement for him. So everyone stays the same so far. No improvements yet.
Let's see if Keplinger or Frankie D can improve their times. Also, I don't believe Luke Peters or Sean Langton or Tom Whitmer have set a lap time yet.
This is Eric Keplinger right here. Luke Peters is right behind him. Not sure if any of these guys went off earlier in the lap, so we're just going to see the second half and coming down through the final few corners into this final corner. It's going to be very big if they can get a good exit here. Keplinger just needs to find half a second Doesn't seem like they're using that much of the runoff. Maybe they have enough grip not to use it. And I
Yeah, I
don't know,
believe they may
but
have enough grip to take that corner flat out. These Formula Vs don't have a ton of power. He
oh,
does improve from his
Kepling
time, but not
improves.
enough to improve his position.
Peters crossing the line. Might have went off again. So
Oh yeah.
Frankie D, his last lap right here. Can he improve to go any further inside this top 5? As he clips.
Grass.
I don't know if that'll be an off track. It's close, but he's gonna cross the line. 6 tenths off of Eric Keeter. It's gonna be no improvement for him. Eric Keeter gonna cross line. Oh,
Jonas
not good enough
to pull.
Eric Keeter goes on the second. He went faster, but not enough. As Tom Whitmer, he spins around. He was on his lap as Kepling on his final lap. Same with Luke Peters. Peters doesn't make a mistake here. He's really sideways for that section right there.
Yep, very sideways. And Luke Peters makes his way through the S's section now. This is an important part of the track to get right. I'm never driven this track in Formula V's, so I'm not sure if that's flat out or not, but it should be fairly close to it. As Peters now making his way down the second to last straightaway of this lap. Going to make his way through the final corner here. Let's see if Peters can post a lap time.
Is there a Kepling there? Going to cross the line. Will he improve? Yes, he does. Second Peters crossing the line. It's going to be 6.
6 for him.
Yeah.
Not a particularly great lap, 2 seconds off, but great effort from Keplinger. He improved a ton on that lap and now improves a second. And now Tom Whitmer, 13 seconds off the pace, now puts himself 7th. He must have, I'm not sure what would have happened there to put him 13 seconds off the pace, because if he spun, he would be, that lap would be invalidated, so.
I believe he did
he just
spin.
Did it again, so.
I'm not sure if it didn't, maybe not gave him an off track or unsafe. Not unsafe.
Yeah, Tom
Loss
Whitmer
of
4th
control,
in
but
points. Can't afford to struggle too much this race.
yeah, he still has time to maybe do. Actually, I don't know. No, he will not have enough time. He only has 2 minutes left in qualifying. These lap times are about 1 minute 30s. So we also have Sean Langston on the racetrack right now.
Yeah. Oh, Sean Langton off. He got loose entering the corner. I think he got in too deep, and he's just gone off. And that's going to be any sort of lap time there invalidated, and even if it was, that would have been slow. So I don't know if he has any more laps he can do, but if he has one more, he definitely needs to make it count. And I don't know if he'll be able to make another lap. So I think I think he's done. I think he will be starting 8th at best.
127 left. I don't think he'll have enough time to do a lap time, but he can still have some practice laps and maybe get a little bit more accustomed to what the track feels like right before the race. But we'll see. With the 1 minute, he's got about 1 minute 10 when he crosses the line. It won't be enough. He's about 17 seconds short, so not going to be enough for him to do anything.
Yeah, not going to be enough. Congratulations to Jonas on what looks like the pole position here. There's no one else out there that can go out for a qualifying lap. Everyone who can post a qualifying lap has now done it. So it will be Jonas Bergqvist starting on pole position for this race. Eric Keplinger alongside him, Eric Keeter 3rd, Joseph Madigan 4th, Frankie D 5th, Luke Peters 6th, Tom Whitmer 7th, and I believe Sean Langton 8th.
Yep, and that's going to help him with the point standings. He's going to get a bonus point for pole position. I believe that puts him ahead. He was tied for the points lead. That puts him ahead by 2 going into the actual race. So that should help him out over Frankie D, as Frankie is in 5th place, which isn't terrible, but 5th place to 1st is a lot of points to be had there. And I think, according to me, my calculations, be about 16 points behind if this was the race results. But qualifying is now over, as these drivers are going to be greening up for their pace lap here.
Yep, so I don't know if Frankie D is actually 6/10 off the pace as a driver, or if that was just a mistake on a lap. I just don't think he got a particularly good lap. Just citing his pace throughout the season beforehand, I'd have to assume that's just a poor lap.
Yeah, I don't think he was too far off in practice. I believe he was inside the top 5 in practice also. But yeah, saw how close that top 3 was, and Keplinger looking for a good point stay. He's 40 points back from this race, the points leader. But if he can get a good result here, he can maybe claw his way up to maybe, I don't know if he can pass anyone in the points right now, but he can claw his way up there, maybe have a shot at a podium position in the points in that final race.
Heater can definitely.
Yeah, Heater can definitely
get himself up there. If he wins this race, he is within striking distance, and he has been one of the fastest drivers this season. So I have no doubt he can get himself up there.
As his driver's green up here. We'll take a little information of Summit Point. Like I said, it's an almost 2-mile race, road course, 1.99 miles. Right now it's 4 p.m. In sim time, so yep, these guys will have one whole pace lap to warm up their tires and make sure everything's ready for them to go 30 minutes of racing, no pit stops necessary. So they do have one tire set if they do have a safety car in this race if there's a big wreck. But turn 1's going to be very hectic going on this long straightaway. And they're going to be pretty fast going into turn number 1 because pace car is pulling off pretty early, so the green flag will, like I said, they're going to be really fast going into turn number 1. This rolling start. We're waiting for the grid as there it goes. Grid is done. And 8 drivers, I believe, on the grid in total. And we saw last race at Daytona, Luke Peters made up a lot of positions early on. I believe he started in the same position he did before, 6th place. He was up to 3rd, but he also spun out there at Daytona. But maybe he can repeat a great start he had at Daytona. We'll see how it plays out here behind the Porsche safety car. So,
as we are now rolling for our first pace lap. Are we on break for the stream right now?
no.
Racing.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much in seconds or so the draft is, but it does make a big difference. I think in practice we saw about these guys were running 26s, 26.6s, and that's really close, about 5/10 quicker. So half a second, possibly in the draft, but we'll see here pretty soon how this will play out. Tires are about to go green here. Like I said, 30 laps, which should be about 20-some laps in total, 30 minutes. So with 1:30 the second lap times, it will be about 20-ish laps. So should be an interesting one here as pace car is off. They're going down into the final corner. They'll be on the green, and any second now. And
taking
green flag.
There we go,
green
flag.
There. Green flag in there. We are racing.
Oh, bad stars are wrecking!
Oh, big wreck! Big wreck. That looks like Frankie D and Joseph Madigan involved. Same with Luke Peters.
There's going to be some real fucking
Caution
problems out
is
there.
out.
The damn caution. Big crash.
Big wreck for those
Bro,
drivers at the start of this
I
race.
had no idea what was happening there. Pit 4.
Well, we should have a look at this replay and see what happened at the start there. And Jonas has kept the lead. Good start from him, from Eric Keplinger. Man, I wasn't expecting a huge wreck this early in this race.
Yeah, and that wreck brings out the safety car. It looks like someone messed up the shifts. I'm not sure entirely who it was. Joseph Madigan, I don't know if he messed up the shifts or it was Peters just got a really good restart and he hit him. But we'll take a better look at that, because that was a 3-car incident. That brings out the
Luke
safety
Peters
car.
has steering damage. He has steering damage. I can see by the way his car is moving around. These open wheel cars can be pretty fragile when you make contact, especially these Formula Vs, which are very lightweight.
Looks like Joseph Magan just messed up the shift, maybe up the gears, as that was a pretty big wreck. I think in total 4 cars got contact in that wreck. That'll bring out the safety car, but Frankie D possibly reset him and Joseph Madigan. Reset, but we'll see how this plays out, as these guys will have to go catch up the safety car.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Talon, but it just looked like to me is that Joseph Madigan just missed a shift, was a little slow on the shift, and Luke Peters ran into the back with him, not much time to react for him, so yeah, unfortunate incident.
Yeah, as these guys are trying to catch up to the safety car. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but and already his first safety car of the season, pretty big wreck. I think, like I said, 4 cars got involved in total. 3 cars were spinning. I think Sean Langton got hit by Luke Peters there in the back, but I don't think he has too bad of damage. But first safety car of the season.
Frankie D had to tow. It looks like he could be out of this race. Your championship leader.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if he can maybe get back on the racetrack and log some laps, but also Luke Peters down pit lane. As you can see, the pace car, he's behind the pace car right now. He stops to reset.
All 3 of those drivers on pit road right now trying to fix damage, but they are halfway around the lap. Will they stay on the lead lap? No, they will not. The pace car has passed them. Oh, Tom Whitmer spun under yellow. Not sure what happened to him there. I believe he was trying to catch the field and just overcooked it into I'm not sure what turn that is, but it's the one after the fast right kink.
The pace car is on the front show as Keplinger down pit lane. So
that's very strange.
He might be taking tires here because this race is going to be shortened a little bit. They haven't had a green flag lap, so maybe he's thinking with these caution laps he can take a quick set of tires and have a little bit of advantage on these guys as pace car is exiting turn 1 right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he is taking tires.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to help him, because I mean they've had no laps under green, and I don't think that's really going to turn into any advantage. And basically, Keplinger just, in my view, gave up the lead for nothing there. But we'll see if that strategy does play off.
So as we're catching the pace car soon, it's right after this corner right here. See the Porsche iRacing pace car lights are still on, so I think we're going to come to. We're at 2 to green right now. We're going to have one more lap of pacing for the safety cars Keplinger off of pit lane. And these guys are still towing the pits, or they might be damaged.
It looks like Frankie D is going to go multiple laps down. He has several minutes of repair.
Yeah, they do have 1 fast repair though, so I'm guessing they had to tow around the whole racetrack since they were past the start finish line. So they had to, for the iRacing, they had to tow around the whole racetrack and not just reverse like 5 seconds in the pit lane. But see how it plays out.
I'm not sure because I mean they have a fast repair. They should be able to take it, but I don't know if iRacing registers if you tow. I don't know if they had it unchecked before that or whatever. But
looks like Peters is taking tires. My point of view, might have been just
they gotta be careful.
It looks like he is taking tires, so
he's got to be careful. The pace car is coming around the final corner right now. He doesn't want to go 2 down. Going 2 down will be the worst thing for these drivers.
In the chopper view, you can try to get a blunt view of this one, see the whole racetrack. You can kind of see on the top where the pace car is going to be. As it looks like Frankie D right off. There he goes. He's gonna. Frankie D not gonna be able to get it.
Not gonna beat the pace car. He'll be 2 laps down, unless it's telling him to pass the pace car, which it is. So he may be only 1 lap down. Unfortunately it seems too late to give these drivers a wave. So.
Yep. But they
Gives them a
should.
wave around.
I'm pretty sure they will be able to get back to the pace car. Pace car right now ran at, according to these the leaders, they were running about 2-minute lap times behind the safety car. So they should be able to get back by, and if we do have another safety car, they could maybe get their laps back here. But Peter's still in the pit lane 2 laps down. So
Yeah, anything can happen, but another safety car would be unlikely. But yeah, as I said just a few seconds ago, anything can happen. So
but with this
we'll see.
restart, basically, the leader can go whenever they want to between when the pace car pulls off and the green flag. Unlike the initial start, they have to go on green. This one is up to the leader, so this could be interesting. We've seen, haven't really seen this before, but I'm guessing it will still be hectic as these guys will have a lot of drafts out in turn number 1. Keplinger with the new tires right behind the field. He did catch up in time, obviously, but it could be interesting to see how this plays out as Joseph Madigan and Frankie D entering the last corner right now. So I think they'll be able to get up to these guys just in time, but it'll be close. Right now, Keplinger is going about 40-ish miles per hour, so, and Joseph Madigan's going around 100. So
Fortunately, it looks like Joseph Madigan's the only one of those people involved in that wreck that is a lap down. Or actually, no. Frankie D is only a lap down. Peters is still on pit road. I think I'm not sure what's happening there.
So with this caution, it's 1 the green right now. We're going to go back green with about 22 minutes left. So that took 8 minutes off the actual race time. So these guys have a lot less time to make their moves. 8 minutes left, in fact, that's about 3 laps less. So
yeah. It's unfortunate that a bit of the field was taken out in that wreck. But you don't need a ton of cars to have a great race. So let's see here.
This pace car is off. As here we go. And there they go.
Jonas goes, and he leads the field down the front straightaway. Good start by him. He has a pretty decent gap over Eric Heater, but Heater's going to get that draft, and he will have a run going down into turn 1 here. Jonas moves to defend, trying to break the draft potentially as Eric Keplinger, but Eric Heater looks like he's drawn alongside to the outside line, and he's sweeping around the outside. He's got some decent momentum. It looks like he's still side by side, not quite able to get there fully. Not side by side for second place, and nope, he got his front wheels alongside going into turn 2, and Eric Heater takes the lead down the inside.
Side by side for second still. Here comes Keplinger. Really good run for the 60 machine. Here he goes through the middle. Oh, he was looking for it.
Sean Langton trying to get second away from Jonas, and he does take him away. So bad start for Jonas as he's down to third now, side by side with Eric Keplinger. Let's see if Sean can get the draft on Eric Heater, but Heater is pulling away from these guys as they're all battling behind him. They can't let Eric Heater get a lead out here because they need that draft to stay in touch. They cannot drop too far back.
Keplinger right on the gearbox. I think they're just going to stay in line possibly. No, here comes Keplinger to the right side for a move. Side by side in the final corner.
Looks like Eric Keplinger could have a bit of a run. Yes. Now he's going for Jonas. He's right in the slipstream of Jonas down the front straightaway. When will he pull out to the left-hand side? Or now the right-hand side as Jonas seems to have left.
Here comes
the door
Langton.
Open if he wants to go for it. Here comes Sean Langton looking for the lead into turn 1, and Eric Heater down the inside he goes. Not able to clear Heater yet.
Oh!
Still side by side off the corner as there's a wreck in the back. It looks like Eric Keplinger spun around. We'll have to look at that later. They're side by side for the lead. Eric Heater and Sean Langton into turn 2. Heater clears him. Keeps the lead from Sean Langton.
So it looks like Keplinger got around with Tom Whitmer. I think Keplinger spun out running from him, and possibly I couldn't really see a replay of that. But it was still bound for the race lead. 3 cars in this main pack now separated between them in 4th place. About 9 seconds. But here comes Langton. He's really on the gearbox of Eric Heater. We saw him look for a move in turn 1. I think he almost cleared Heater. And he could have probably cleared him if he just broke a little bit later. But we'll see as he looks to the right side.
Inside.
He was looking for it. Will he actually make the move? He's going to stay behind for now. Will he make a late move? Yeah. No, he won't.
He's going to stay behind. He's going to try and get the draft down the front straightaway here. Down the front straightaway they go. It's still single file for now, this top three. We don't know what happened to Eric Keplinger yet. Now he pulls out to the right-hand side by side with Eric Heater for the lead of the race as they go down into turn one, halfway down the front stretch. It's Sean Langton still on the inside. Jonas still waiting there in third. And now he goes down to the inside, clears Eric Heater before the corner. Can Eric Heater try the crossover move as he now gets to his right-hand side, down towards turn two. Now they go. Still side by side. It looks like Eric Heater with a slight momentum, but Sean has the inside line, and Leno slightly in front, and he clears Eric Heater again.
Yeah, Heater right now really trying to attack this position. He goes to the right side through the fast kink. Will Sean be able to hold on the left side? Yes, he does. Outbreaks Heater. Heater trying to stay on the outside, not going to be able to. Still, good battle for the race lead. But these guys...
Sean Langton placing his car perfectly there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Talon.
Yeah, really good job from this 253 to make his car wide and try not to allow Heater to do the crossover through those first corner and the tight left-hander. But will Heater make a move to the right side for the final corner? It looks like he backs off a little bit, trying to get that, set him up for the straightaway. Here they come. Very good exit for Eric Heater. Here they go down the front straightaway.
Good exit for Eric Heater. Don't forget about Jonas. He goes to the right-hand side, Eric Heater does. Down the front straightaway again, trying to make the move back on Sean Langton and to retake the lead. They go down into turn one now. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Sean just by a little bit. Heater is able to clear him just a bit on the apex. There was nearly contact there as Sean now with the momentum using probably from the wider line, as he's going to be on the preferred line going into turn two here. Who's going to be the bravest into turn two here? As Sean, just on the inside line, slides up in front of Eric Heater, clears him again, but Heater not having any of it, coming back at him. Now down towards the kink. This is a brave corner if you want to go side by side, but they both do. They make it through. And Eric Heater with the nose in front, heading into the corner, but Sean breaks late. The Heater with the momentum around the outside, he will have the preferred line going into this corner, and he takes the lead again.
Intense battle for this race lead. If Heater wins this race, I think he'll be right there. I think he might even be tied for the points lead if he wins this, and it's really close for the points. But here comes Langton looking to the right side again. Langton has no points stay into this thing. He's only done one race at Tsukuba, and it wasn't very good. I think he finished 14th in that one. But right now,
takes the lead again.
Yeah, takes the lead again. But Heater really seen this for the past 2 laps. Heater gets such a good run. He's probably easily clear him going out into number one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Eric Keplinger. He's way back, and so is Tom Whitmer now. These top three have just pulled away from everyone else. And still side by side for the lead. Sean Langton around the outside of Eric Heater. Heater trying to take that lead back. And he has the preferred line through this sort of slight kink with the shorter distance. But Sean Langton still trying to maintain that side by side formation with Eric Heater. And Sean with the nose slightly ahead. Heater trying around the outside, but it's the same thing every time in that corner, and Heater's just not able to make it happen. This is just a repeat of the last lap with Heater trying to go up the inside of the kink here, side by side between these two drivers. And can Heater break that just a little bit later? Oh! No! Sean Langton spins! And he's down a third. And Eric Heater takes the lead now.
Yeah, these guys, wow.
It looks like Sean Langton was just trying to brake just a bit too hard. And looks like he got into the corner just a bit too deep, trying to take that lead away from Eric Heater, and he just spun it around. Got it wrong.
Now it's going to be a battle between these two drivers battling for those points championship, as Frankie D's out of this race in 7th, so he's having a really bad day for his points. But here comes Heater. He's going to lead this lap. But behind him, these guys could maybe work together with Sean Langton and Tom Whitmer. These guys aren't a crazy off pace from these leaders, and if these leaders start battling, they can maybe charge up there 4 seconds back. Last time by, Tom Whitmer was about a second quicker than our leader. So he can maybe
Yep.
do something here with about 3-second gap. So I don't know.
For sure. Sean Langton's don't put him out of this yet, because it's still a battle for the lead. Jonas has elected to sort of sit behind for most of this race and just see what happens, but I think now that it's these top two, I think he's going to go for a move here. Unless his strategy is to not let those guys behind catch them and try and just make that one move on the last lap. So it'll be interesting to see what these drivers do here. An update on Eric Keplinger. He's way behind the rest of the pack after that spin. I'm not sure what happened to him. His steering looks fine. Hey, I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's fallen out of the draft. I think that's just really hurt him. Actually, I'm going to go back and look at what happened there to Eric Keplinger.
And these guys still battling for this race lead. It looks like Whitmer and Sean Langton kind of separated there. I'm not sure if there was contact or anything, but Tom Whitmer a little bit further back as Sean Langton really needs a help as he goes down pit lane.
Sean Langton on pit lane. Okay, so update on Eric Keplinger. It looks like he just got into turn 1 too hard and just spun himself out in the same way that Sean Langton did. It's very strange that Sean is pitting. I'm not sure what strategy there is. Oh, and I don't see him at all. I think he may have quit the session. Yeah, he has. That's very strange from Sean Langton. I'm not sure why he's doing that, as he had an easy top 3 finish in the bag.
I think he would have had a chance if he had Tom Whitmer behind him. I think he could have maybe mounted a charge. These guys battle with 12 minutes left. It's still, he maybe could have done something, but looks like I think he just felt like he didn't have a chance at the win. So as Heater sideways,
Heater spins. Collects Jonas. They made contact. His front wheel may have damage.
Let's go in the cockpit. Let's see
and Tom Whitmer has to avoid. Heater not able to get back going yet. He's stopped. Here comes Eric Keplinger passing him. This is disaster.
Doesn't look like there's wheel damage.
No, I think his tires are locked. I don't think he can get back going. He reset. Heater is out of the race.
He just did the same thing Langton did. I think the rear wheels were, they were broken. I think his rear.
Yeah, his rear wheels were broken. He had no drive. So it's Jonas Bergqvist out with a massive lead from Tom Whitmer now, and something like a 9-second or an 8.2-second lead. Can Tom Whitmer maybe close this gap down, as he was 0.5 faster that lap? It's going to be tough, but if Tom Whitmer can really get the hammer down and Jonas maybe doesn't have the pace, we could potentially see. But right now, it's an easy win for Jonas Bergqvist at the moment. Wow, dramatic here at Summit Point. However, this race has been kind of a race of attrition. We have 3 contender drivers spinning out. And Bergqvist has kept it clean. It's an 8-second lead. He has no need to push.
Yeah, right now it's just going to be about not making any mistakes. We saw this at Daytona Short last week. As it looks like someone's driving there. I think it's Eric here in pit lane. He might be able to get out soon. As he looks like he's just out of pit lane. Here off of pit lane right now.
He's off of pit lane now. And we also have to be careful because Jonas may have potentially damage because he clipped Eric Heater. I checked his onboard camera and it doesn't look like he has any steering damage, so I think he's okay. But Heater could potentially play a factor in this race as a lap car. I think for the most part, I think he's just going to let him through when he gets to him, as Heater has apologized over radio to Jonas for that contact and that spin. But I think this is only going to help Jonas Bergqvist, as he pulled away by 0.4 that lap from Tom Whitmer.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, I don't think Tom doesn't have the overall speed to maybe catch him in these last 10 laps, which according to the ticker is about 8 more laps in total. I just don't think he has the speed to catch from 10 seconds back.
No, unfortunately, and I think he dropped 0.4 on that lap. I just don't think Tom Whitmer has the speed He's not been the fastest out there throughout any of the practice sessions or qualifying. So, Jonas appears to have this race in the bag as long as he doesn't make a mistake.
Well, I mean, we saw many times people just get loose and spin around, so anything can happen. So we'll see. As we saw Heater and obviously Langton spin around. So anything can happen. But I think since there's no really pressure, I think he'll just kind of just take it easy, not really push it too much. But we'll see how this plays out.
I can't see it happening personally. I think he just needs to take it easy. Sorry. I don't think the only person he has to worry about behind him is Eric Heater, and he's a lap car, and I think he will just let Heater right through. And plus, it may help him if he has the draft, and we all know Heater is not a slow driver, so. Eric Heater blinks, and he's disconnected. And Heater is out. We only have 3 cars remaining in this race. And Eric Keplinger has not managed to gain any time here, unfortunately for him. He's running very similar lap times to this top 3, I mean, but it's not enough at this point. Eric Keplinger and Tom will have to hope that Jonas wrecks.
Now, this points situation with Heater finishing 4th, I don't really think, and Frankie D not having the best race, the points battle, I mean, we could include the drops, so I don't know exactly how that'll play out with the drops, but
at the moment,
yeah,
it's entirely advantage Jonas.
Yeah. And Keplinger, he's going to get 3rd, unless someone joins back and Keplinger wrecks and leaves or something, but so he's definitely gonna move his way up in the points possibly just a little bit. Try to get that podium position. That's probably what he's going for in this series, because I don't really think anyone really has a shot at the championship win unless there's drops really help him or whatnot. But we're coming to about 5 minutes left and about a minute and a half. Man, that race was very intense for probably the first 24, 25 minutes before obviously the wrecks happened. And that was some really good racing between those front 3, and just sucks that those guys kind of overcooked it in the same corner, and that was some really, really good racing.
Yeah, that just sucks that these guys are not going to be able to race, and unfortunately it just looks like you have 3 drivers out on the track. None of them are battling. Kind of unfortunate. But, we get races of attrition like this sometimes, and it's how it ends up happening. Remember, these cars are very loose. If you brake just slightly too deep, these cars can get very loose on you. That's why we've seen all race long, is people making mistakes like that. And it comes back to bite you.
Yep, we've seen 3 different winners so far in the series, and if Jonas can keep it on the track and make it through the checkered flag, he will be our first previous winner after he won last week at Daytona Short. So back-to-back wins also, and also our first double winner. So if he can keep it on the track for these next 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. And he is still pulling away from Tom Whitmer. How about we go on board for a lap with Jonas Bergqvist? still extending his gap from Tom Whitmer by 7/10 that lap. Jonas putting down some very good laps here, flowing good speed through the corners. He has got this race win absolutely in the bag unless he makes a horrible mistake.
Yeah, man, this race has been insane. With the first, obviously, the first straightaway wreck, not even first lap wreck, it was basically just a straightaway wreck. And obviously, those guys all gained damage and all that, and they all obviously had to retire from the race. And then we had a great battle for the first 10 so minutes, I felt like. And then, obviously, it would first happen with Keplinger spinning with Tom Whitmer in the back also. But then Langton spun, and then Eric Keeter spun around, not damage his race car. So right now, it's looking really good. 3 minutes right across the line, so about 3 more laps.
Or 3 laps to go, sorry. And it's unfortunate that those wrecks happen, because with all 8 cars in this race, this would have been a fantastic race. He had some good racing, but unfortunately at this point it's become very spread out. Able to hold it flat out through turn 2. I know for sure he's going to be flat out through the kink.
If we look towards the next week, it's going to be Oulton Park Fosters, which is a very, very short road course in England. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of drafting.
Yeah.
Close to a lot of very technical corners that these drivers can gain or lose a lot of time on. So it should be a very, very, very interesting race.
Yeah, it's similar to Summit Point, but a lot shorter. Lot shorter actually. I'm not sure exactly how short it is, but I think the lap times there are like under they're about 50 seconds, I believe.
No,
or
something
something
like
that.
Maybe about a minute. I'd say a minute or slightly under a minute.
Yeah, somewhere around there, but it should be a very intense race and a lot of drafts similar to this racetrack, and with these cars with a lot of grip. I think turn 1 should be very interesting, and the whole track should be very interesting. We've gone to a lot of different types of racetracks. We've gone to Okayama, which was the biggest track on the schedule, and a lot of long straightaways. And Tsukuba, which is a little bit shorter racetrack, not as long straightaways as Okayama, but obviously has that long back straightaway. And Daytona Short, which was basically 2 hairpins and everything else was full throttle. So a lot of different racetracks on the schedule, which I think really makes the Formula V's interesting, which close racing, live draft, and you can't really make a mistake in these cars. If you make one mistake, you spin around, which, I mean, it makes it challenging. But right now, coming to the white flag this time by
I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Whitmer was pushing at this point, but he just has no pace to match with Bergqvist.
Yep, off the final corner, white flag in the air.
Yeah, no one could touch him here today after those wrecks. Bergqvist was by far the cleanest driver here, and it served him well. He just needs one more good lap. Tom Whitmer trying to catch him, giving it everything, but unfortunately it just doesn't seem like it's going to be enough.
Yep, and this will extend Jonas' point lead to about 20. I had to guess 20 something. He is tied with Frankie D, but Frankie finishing 7th. He would be about, actually would probably be about 18 points.
Yeah.
So, but
this also could leapfrog Tom Whitmer ahead of Eric Heater, or maybe even ahead of Frankie.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see how these points shape up after today's race, and going into Oulton Park, it's gonna be a very close battle. I think still the championship lead is still up for grabs, depending on how Eric Keeter and Frankie D do at Fulton Park. Here we go. The last corner, he lost a little kink on the straightaway there. Now for the last corner, the right-hander on to the long front straightaway. Checkered flag to be in the air. Gonna be crossing the line any second now. And what a win it was.
You pulled a victory for Jonas Bergqvist. Congratulations.
Yep, I believe he scored maximum points in today's race on pole position. Didn't lead all the laps, but he led all the laps that counted basically all whole second half of this race.
He led the most laps, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he did lead all the safety car laps, which were in total 3 or 4. And obviously he led the majority of that final few minutes. I think it was 12 minutes in total that he led there at the end. But what a win for him. Just kind of hang back behind Eric Keeter and Sean Langton and kind of just wait for him to make the mistakes, and they did. He capitalized and gets the win here by about 12 seconds, I think it was.
13.3 seconds from Tom Whitmer. What a final lap it was for Jonas Bergqvist. He pulled away a ton from Tom Whitmer.
Yeah, depending on who the fastest lap is, they also get a bonus point. And
yeah, so he may have the fastest lap.
Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly who has the fastest lap and whatnot, but he's definitely up there. He had a lot of draft this race, so I could have helped him there.
Yeah, I believe he would, because like in being third in that train, not battling, going side by side, I think that would really help him, and I think he may have the fastest lap as well. So I think maximum points for Jonas as he burns it down, coming into the final corner at Summit Point. Very well deserved win for him.
As we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here at Summit Point.